what I talk about is having our bias or cultural lens on at all times. Today I taught you about having your power, privilege, and supremacy lens on. All of these concepts and principles are interconnected. The point is that in any given moment, you are constantly saying to yourself, the words that are coming out of my mouth, the words that are coming out of the other people's mouths in this room, and in this context, when we don't have women, people of color, people from religious minority groups, indigenous peoples, people from the LGBTQ communities in this room, we're still asking the question about how do our comments, how do our actions reinforce bias, reinforce cultural dominance, reinforce power, privilege, and supremacy. And as an ally, remember how I said at the beginning, allyship is direct, it can be behind the scenes. Like, you can be an advocate for an ally in front of them, but you're also being an ally for them when they're not in the room, which means calling out biases. In fact, on the slide where I said you use your voice, you also use your voice to speak out against bias. What does it actually look like? It looks like language like, and if you've taken my bias workshops, you'll know I talk about this a lot. Things like saying, I know that we've expressed concerns that Nina doesn't speak often at meetings, but I'm wondering if this is our bias in favor of more extroverted or emotionally expressive behavior, and if we're missing out on a cultural dynamic here. Or I wonder if the reason she doesn't speak at meetings is because actually our meetings prefer more extroverted voices, and oftentimes there are a number of people whose voices we don't hear, and actually when we don't hear those other voices, we say that they're more insightful and cerebral because they provide their thoughts otherwise, but we're calling out her behavior in this moment as being negative. Or actually, that's not been my experience. My experience has been Nina is actually really vocal in meetings, and she makes tremendous contributions during our discussions. I'm surprised to hear that you're finding that it's not happening at your meetings. Can you tell us a little bit about how you hold your meetings? And of course, as part of scripting, you've practiced this, and you say it with eye contact and a smile, and you're leaning inwards, and you're not dominating alpha over, towering over the person, so you're like being really lovely in the context in which you're communicating this. So that's what it looks like to be an ally. You're having the same types of conversations, you're identifying biases, you're identifying preferences, you're identifying power, privilege, and supremacy, but you're doing it when the person's not in the room.